Well, hello. Another week, another TV show with from season 3, episode 2.
Oh, what was the name of this episode?
The name of the episode was episode 2. What is this? Okay. Uh, when we go.
When we go, so dramatic.
Mm. Well, when
Well,
one goes, at least.
well, we did say bye to one of our favorite characters, I guess, in a way. I mean, she took care of the food and everything, which we thought was gone, but how little did we know.
It's still gone, but yeah.
It's not
Yes, changed.
gone. Okay, well, so we're back with another review. I'm Anthony, of course. This is David, and we're going to be talking about this episode. A lot happened this episode. Um, to be honest, I feel like it's going a lot faster than season 2 did. I feel like season 2 was a lot of filler episodes, but this one
Mm.
seems to be, they're really getting in there, huh?
I would say I actually love the fact that yeah, it goes fast, but at the same time they're taking the time for the emotional parts. And
Yeah,
I really like that because it would be very easy for them to just get rid of one character and just spend maybe 10 minutes on them and just move on. But really, the entire episode was actually the aftermath of the loss of that woman.
yeah. Tian Chen was a very lovable character. I don't know. I feel like she came off very motherly of
Mm.
the all of them. I'm really gonna miss her. And David just told me this was apparently her first and only acting role. So
Wow, that's crazy. I was wanting to see what she's done otherwise because she was really nailing the role, but it's actually the only thing she's done. So it's crazy that how good she was. And I would say, like last episode, we ended up with her being tortured by the creatures, and for the entire episode, this time we actually saw glimpse of what happened to her, and it was horrifying. It was
it was
really
very
horrifying.
horrifying. Yeah. Okay. Well, first, well, let's talk. We'll get more into that. But let's talk about Tabitha tells Victor about the township. Well, Victor's dad.
Hmm.
Victor's dad. I don't know what's going on with him. I thought he was in Fromville. I've. That's what you guys call it. So it is called Fromville.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the name that the people call it. But
People
but
spoken.
but
Sorry,
apparently he
you never been there.
yeah, he's never been there. I thought he had, but he hadn't, and so that's weird. This whole thing with Tabitha is real weird. We still don't know technically why she's in Camden, Massachusetts, but it's some reason it's important, and she's important, and
Isn't
that's what
she in
Victor's.
Maine? Sorry, I think it's in Maine.
I thought it was Camden, Massachusetts. Okay, well, you can fact check us.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it's wherever it is, a very beautiful town.
Mm,
But Tabitha, she's talking to Victor's dad, and Victor's dad is just like, "Who was this crazy woman in my house? I've already called the police. You gotta go."
hmm. That's definitely.
And to be fair, every time Tabitha approaches someone, she does come off as like an escaped, like in the last episode when she talked to the girls with the phone, how she just came out of nowhere. She's just like, "Yes, can I use your phone?"
Well, how can you explain that actually? Oh, I went inside a tree and I arrived in your town. It's a bit
Yes.
complicated to explain. Just like we
Every time
got a
she
tree system,
explains it, I chuckled a little because if I that was me and someone was telling me that, I'm like, okay, sweetie, let's get you to bed.
I love the fact she could say that, but I'm not crazy. So, oh, okay. You're talking about a town that you can never leave, a lighthouse when you get thrown out by your ghost kids, and then you get into a tree and you arrive there and you had disappeared for months. Okay.
I know it sounds insane.
Hmm.
Victor's, I don't know. Victor's dad he's just so skeptical, but we then find out that hey, she mentions about the lighthouse and the
Mhm.
children, and that's when Victor's dad was just like, "Oh, wait a minute, man, I don't think you are crazy. I think you are telling the truth." And then we
I think
find
my
out,
wife was crazy.
yeah. I also want to note that Victor's dad seems to only talk about Victor. He never
I
once
know
mentions
the daughter.
the sister. Like,
I know it was just that's something that really caught me. I was just like, they show us a picture of the happy family with the daughter, the son, and the dad and the mom. But he never ever once asked, "Oh, have you seen my daughter?" No, it's all about Victor, Victor, Victor all the time. So there's something there. I don't know. Mm.
yeah. We will get to the bottom of it. We will.
Or
But
not.
apparently, when Tabitha sees all the drawings or paintings, she sees pretty much everything that she saw from the Civil War soldiers, who we still have. Please elaborate on that. but
Well, one thing
uh,
for sure now is actually we've got someone who had vision before arriving to the town. So
yeah, and
there's
apparently,
something calling.
yeah, apparently Victor's dad said that his wife also had visions and that she was called to basically free the children. Apparently, this is all about the children, free the
Hmm.
children,
Hmm.
and
Which is
so
basically pretty much like the first season. We actually they wanted to kill the kid, you know. So he said that kids are very important in that show for some
yeah,
reason.
but it's only like one kid there,
Mhm.
and that is the
Well,
one and that is what's his name, Ethan? Yeah,
mm.
Ethan. And apparently, you guys hate Ethan. What did Ethan do to you?
He's done nothing. He's actually a kid.
Yeah, I get that it was kind of, not smart to open up the door. We get it, but come on, guys, he's a kid.
I don't know. But the
But
one
you guys
thing,
want him off. You guys want him off the show. I was reading some forums, and it was just like, we need him gone. Give him a
no,
chance.
no, he's actually important in the show. But there's one thing now that that discovery that Victor's mother had this vision and actually drawn everything because we saw all these pictures she drawn of the vision she had. And the style of the picture are very similar to some of the pictures we see in a house, and including the title screen at the beginning of the show. So
Yeah,
now, make us think that's actually the drawing we were seeing. Some of the drawing were actually the picture of Victor's mother, which means that actually she's seeing the future because we see actually the two characters who look like Fatima and the other one.
yeah.
Or is it something else?
But speaking of Boyd's son, wasn't he an artist? Wasn't he drawing a lot of these drawings?
I don't know. Jesus.
I can't remember. Okay, well, let's talk about the fact that Jim and Kenny found food.
Mm,
Yeah, in the village with the weird statues and the handcuffs, which maybe that was a previous place so that people were and they torture people, et
mm.
cetera. But there's fresh vegetables there, and I don't know if you guys know this, but cabbage isn't really known for growing in frozen temperatures. So, but there was plenty of cabbage, carrots, everything else. So it's really weird growing that
And
out
this
of
is very low
season.
calorie as well. So, you know.
And he says maybe they could be fish now, but it was kind of cut short because when Kenny arrives back, he's super excited about this discovery, and then they have to tell him that his,
Yeah.
mm,
Oh, I found a potato. I'm sorry.
your mom's dead. And with the other Fatima's going through it. Like, we get a glimpse of her having morning sickness, which I can do without the close up shots. But
Well,
and
Grotesco is
then
doing it as well for some reason. The
yeah,
vomit scenes are everywhere.
then her tooth starts to fall out. So
Mm.
he takes her to her, her boyfriend. I can't remember his name because he obviously never does anything of importance anymore. But he ta-
Exactly. It's just like the
he
guy, what the fuck is he doing here?
but he takes her to the doctor, and of course they're just like, "Oh my god, it's an addict. Let's not talk to her." And I'm just like, "Well, she was a pediatric nurse." But
Mm.
anyway, so she tells her like, "Hey, girl, you need to eat more. You are severely malnourished." And also, I just want to say, eat more when we're out of food is kind of
And she's eating more.
Yes, because she starts eating the rotten vegetables that they were going to throw away and use for compost. Because we got angry lady at the door makes another appearance, this time to apologize, and Fatima just smells the food. Now, I just want to note here, David, that a lot of people were saying that they have a theory that Fatima is turning into one of these things. Okay, there apparently she can't get into the door, but you watched it again.
Hmm. I investigated. I just put my Sherlock Holmes hat and I investigated. And she does stop in front of the door, but she doesn't open because she smell the rotten food. And she turned around and she, ooh, rotten food. Mm, yum yum.
Yeah, and then she takes it off.
She takes it all. But the thing about the thing about mutating, it's a great theory, and you actually kind of like I sent you something early on actually about that game Until Dawn, where actually
Mhm.
some of the human character become Wendigos, and
Yeah.
the Wendigos actually attacking the human, eat the food. And thinking about it, like now, when we're thinking about it, she's pregnant. We don't know what a kid would do in that place, which doesn't have any. Well, it's a loop. They're in a loop. They're in something kind of magical in some way. So what does a baby gonna do with that? And we don't know how many people have been stuck in this place and since when. We actually have the soldier from the old time that came back as a vision who seems to be fighting for something. We have the people that actually the others that actually dressed up like 1950s. So
Mhm.
theory was, could it be that the people run out of food, start to eat each other, and mutate into these monsters? And there's a
Hmm.
cycle.
It could be.
It
I
could
mean,
be.
so far we don't know if there's ever been a birth in Fromville, so this could potentially be the first birth. I
Obviously.
don't know.
Mm. But that's the thing, and the problem is as well is we need to remember that there's only these other people are not the only threat. There's also another one, which is this thing that can take the form of dead people, which are not the same basically threat. So
Yeah.
we actually we have two threads. We don't actually know any how they connected together. We know that the others eating the goo, the black goo from season two.
Yeah, but we also have the spiders in the woods.
I know.
We also have the music box monster,
Hmm.
which apparently isn't a thing now. Apparently everyone can sleep.
Who
I don't
is
know if that's about.
and who is controlling the
And
ground
then like
because the vegetable is just rotting for some reason. Who's controlling that?
yeah, which leads me to something else I want to talk about. Poor Kenny. Kenny in the diner. He's sitting there having a rough go. His
Oh
mom just
gosh.
died. He's crying, and then the radio, which you and I both wondered when that radio was going to come back on. The radio comes back
Hmm.
on and is singing a celebration.
I know that
Hmm.
was hard. That was really bitchy. The question is, why does he do that? Again, we don't know controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
Too many questions from. We need season three. We need some answers, a little bit of answers, please.
Yeah, and Kenny also asked Christy to fix his mom up. Christy's not a mortician, but they did the best they could. Even when David made the joke that maybe she needs a turtleneck too.
I'm putting it in myself. I'm just gonna in myself. There was a dead cow, and I just think, well, they can put a piece of the cow to actually fill her up because she was kind of holy.
And also, Julie and Jim had, an argument again where she basically criticized him for being an absent father again. Uh,
That's another one. The last time he actually he put himself into it, he almost doesn't want to die. So in some way, it would be nice if he just stay in the woods and never come back. Because and that's
yeah.
another one that actually he's supposed to be useful, but he hasn't done anything for 2 seasons apart from actually almost killing everyone.
Okay, well, let's be honest though. Technically, that wasn't his fault. Okay, because he did figure out a way to talk to whoever that was, but it pissed him off. So,
I'm talking about season two when he went with the crazy guy in a bus.
yeah, but I'm just saying. Like, remember, he did build that transmitter, and it pissed whoever it was off.
Mm, but we don't know who it is. Could
Yeah,
it
because
be the voice?
it seemed that they were kind of being more aggy towards Jim in the previous season, but now they seem to be dead set on Boyd. So,
Uh, well,
mm,
Boyd survived. Boyd killed
mm,
one of them. We have to
that's
remember
right.
that. And he killed one of them, which was who was considered as a chief of the others. And then we got a new chief, a young chief, a cowboy that seems to be even more scary in some ways. I felt really scared because
Yeah,
its smile is just.
yeah, and because of this, they were in the caves, and that's why Kenny decided, hey, I'm gonna go take all this gasoline and I'm gonna burn them to the ground and
Mm,
take me with it. And Boyd's just like, okay, well, you want to do it? Let's do it. So then they go to these caves, and then we get the emotional breakdown, which is really like this episode. We
it was
joke, but this
hard.
this episode was really emotionally a hard
Mm,
episode, and I think both Kenny and Boyd did a really good job at carrying some of these very emotional scenes. Like I really felt for Kenny, and when he said that, when Boyd repeated what his mom said, and
mm,
he was just like translate to take care of him because he's alone now. That's so sad.
I know.
So sad.
I think the entire I love the fact that there was they just put just enough imagery of the death of Tian Chen to really make you realize how awful it was for her to go through. And
Yeah.
that's the fact that actually Boy kept repeating the same word all the time when he was actually said at the beginning, and then this come back at the end to actually
Yeah.
really know what it means. He actually really created a very, very hard actually death. I think maybe one of the hardest death in a show so far.
Mhm. And because of this, like as we were saying, Kenny and Boyd were in the case, but Boyd has an idea to get vengeance on these monsters, and that's they're going to kidnap one of them. How
But
they're
they're
going to
gonna
do that?
but they've
Do you
tried
know?
that last time, no?
No, but they're going to do it again.
Okay.
Apparently,
Uh,
this is a plan Boyd has that they're going to try to kidnap one of them. Let's see how that goes, Boyd.
yeah, but he actually if he gave us a bit more of an idea of what's happening, that would be nice because with season three, excusez-moi, with season three, and we actually we have very few answers. We got more question of answers than answers, and
Oh,
I'm worried about the curse of the third season, like we had with Chucky, for example, who just got cancelled after three seasons, and then we got
mm.
From was that season
well,
three. You don't have much answers. Hmm.
Well, apparently, the writers of this show have already spoken about this, and they said that they plan on having 5 seasons, and they want the story to conclude in the fifth season. So
Oh, good.
hopefully, they get 5 seasons. But
It's
yeah,
probably
they
because
want.
damn.
But okay, the last thing we can't leave out: Jim is back to being one of the main characters again because his son from beyond called him, which is weird because wasn't their kid an infant?
The kid was an infant, yeah, and died.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we don't know how he died because what we know is actually his
well,
daughter had to deal actually had to be the parents for
well,
Ethan.
well, I think we do know how the kid died because I think
Okay,
in
okay.
one of the seasons wasn't it like the baby rolled off something and
Oh
died
yes, oh
and
yes,
yeah
that's true. Yeah.
but so it's kind of weird that where are they? I need answers. I'll
For
be
me,
honest. I'll be honest. I love this show, but I do think 5 seasons is probably perfect because I don't know if I can go another 5 years with questions.
mm, yeah, I think that we got so much. The obviously it's very very obvious now that the entire mythology of the show is been set up. They know where they're going. The issue I have right now is actually give us some answers. Don't do us a Lost. Like when season two, when in season two of Lost, I actually spent around 20 episodes making teasing us what's inside the hatch. Like we need a bit of answers, please,
We do. We do.
because hard to actually have all this stuff in your head. But it was
Mhm.
nice. It was good. Let's see where how things are going next episode. Next episode actually is called. Oh, I can't remember the name now. Excuse me. My computer just went off for some reason.
Okay,
It's called
well,
Mousetrap.
okay, well, ooh, that sounds ominous. Well, we will
Mm,
be here to talk about it. And as
mm.
always, if you like the videos, subscribe or at least like it. It helps the channel grow.
And give us your theory because that's something we like to know.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye, people.